welcome back to Orange Gum. You are here with Wendy T and Hope Skibitsky.
Hey everyone.
So,
We decided we would dive into the holidays with the Orange Gum Favorite Things episode. So, kind of like imagine with us, we're kind of like your personal Oprah.
yeah, you're reading my mind. I was just about to say, I hope everybody had a great start to their holiday season. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
we started to, well, I started to pick up on the fact that I have just been really grumpkins lately. Like a lot of woe is me, or things are hard. And I liked when you said, hey, let's talk about some good stuff. I was like, we definitely need to talk about some good stuff.
we're gonna do it more like, like an imaginary budget kind of favorite things.
Yeah.
Like if
Like
you could
if
give away all the things, what would they be?
that's right. If there was no like limits,
Mhm, mhm.
what good things
Yeah, you get a car
would
and you get a car and you get a car, except for mine would probably be like a cozy blanket and, a nice like warm cup of tea.
oh, I love that.
Mhm. Yeah, cuddle up on the sofa with Lulu.
I
She
would.
loves she loves like a soft blanket. In fact, the quote that you gifted me for retirement is like one of her favorite things.
I love that.
She
That sounds
writes
like
that
my
up and she's like,
doggo.
yeah. Mhm.
He really loves himself anything warm and snuggly, but he's naked. So
Also one of your favorite things.
truth, right? Like clothes can be cumbersome. But I would say like my just like chill is out in the heat. Like I just
Yeah,
love being in the heat.
warm.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a beach because, sand annoys me. I'm okay with it in short spurts. Justin would give everything to have some kind of tropical place with lots of sand and stuff. But me, I'm just like, bring the warmth.
I have truly turned into a Floridian because like when I first moved here, I thought I might die because it was so warm everywhere in everybody's houses. And now my house is normally like at 78 degrees, which I think is kind of sweltering for most people. So
Girl, me too.
my family was here for Thanksgiving and I had to drop the temperature down on the thermostat to like 70 degrees. And so I was feeling like a popsicle the whole time.
Yeah. Well, we keep our house relatively warm, which kills Justin. And then I'm walking around in a pair of Uggs, like
Yeah.
dying. It's cold, always
Yeah.
in sweats. Yeah.
I remember when I came to visit and I was like, I'm freezing.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that do that. Like out and about, it'd be like 100 degrees outside. So they think that the restaurant, store, whatever needs to be
Right.
50. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys, you realize if it's 100 outside, 80 is 20 degrees cooler.
Right. Yeah. So I have to bring like a sweater. I have sweaters with me always now. Like,
Me too. Me
point.
too.
So
We always keep something, even the doggy something in my car because I'm a baby. I'm a baby. Yeah, I can't do it.
so if we had this imaginary budget and we were gonna dream big, like what would be some things on your favorite things list?
Well, I mean, probably a few more like vacations to warm places. Like Justin and I have had an opportunity to go to some pretty warm places. And I love nothing less than to be able to go outside and not have to put a sweater on, not
Mhm.
have to shiver over something, but just, to enjoy the warmth. Warmth is probably just my favorite everything. If I could put my finger on a thing that I just like, that makes me feel good, that brings on the happy, it's warmth.
Yeah. Yeah. The imaginary budget for me would probably be more travel to visit with people. And so this year I had like the wonderful blessing of being able to go to many people's retirement ceremonies and events. And so like that was definitely a highlight of 24 was
Oh,
just, hugging all the faces. And so not all of them were in warm places,
that's
but
right.
being able to be around warm people, was definitely something kind of one of my favorite things. So a lot of retirement ceremonies this year for me.
Yeah. So let's talk about like not big dreamy things. What are some of the like within our budget things. You mentioned one yesterday that I thought was
I
super
did
cute.
the life hacks, like the things that make my life easier, for sure. I was thinking about this the other day. And it's like real simple, but the for some reason I like went my whole life without knowing about these until very recently, or fairly recently. It was the little color catchers for my laundry, which like laundry is probably one of my more favorite kind of like household chore kind of activities. And so I throw those in every single wash. And so every once in a while it'll come out like this week, I was like, it's completely red. And so like I have this maroon shirt that I had put in, like just bought, and I was like, it is this, both of them are completely covered. And so I'm like, I can only imagine what that would have done to my whole load of laundry. So
100%.
yeah. If you
100%.
don't already know about color catchers, then look it up, go find it, and add it to your laundry repertoire.
Well, after you mentioned that, I was like, well, one of my favorites probably has to be like the Dryel dry cleaning kit. Like one,
Um,
whatever they put in that little spot treatment bottle will take rust off a car bumper. It is like the biggest secret. Like as we know, Garrett's in the Navy, and learned about this from a sailor that I had met that was always in whites. And I was like, man, whites would pick up everything but money. And he always walked around with that little bottle because he was like, watch, it'll just get things off. So when I was
magic.
an instructor, we were always using it. And so I gifted Garrett with some of it. And he was like, Mom, it's like magic. It'll get whatever. Love
Mhm.
it. And then just to be able to do like home dry cleaning because, when you've got something that's like really needs cleaning, okay, I'm going to take it to whomever. But if I just want to like, I wore my jacket for the day, I'm going to chuck it in there, freshen it up. Brilliant.
Magic. Mhm. I know you and I share this sentiment of like, if it's not made for wash and dry, then it's not made for me.
Is that made for me? It better learn to live with me because dude, every time I see something that says dry clean only, I will chuck it in the wash just to see. Because I'm like, if it lives, then we'll keep it. Because I just don't have time for that.
So like that's kind of like another one of those life hack things. My sister-in-law was here for Thanksgiving, and I was telling her like if I'm out shopping for, something, a jacket or a pick a thing or whatever it is, if you look through my closet, you can tell they're like my favorite kind of things to wear. And then I have it in every color and every, like that's just my thing. So I will go and find the one thing that I like. But then once I've purchased it in the store, I will look for it online through every kind of like Poshmark and eBay and all kinds of things to try and find it, recycled, upcycled, and like purchase it at a discount. So first purchase is always this is the right size, this is the right fit, and whatever, especially if I'm ordering online. But then all the rest of them after that, guaranteed on Poshmark or eBay or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody that knows me knows I love to buy used. I just prefer used. I hate the idea of sprawl. We recycle
Well,
everything. Like Justin and I
Hope
shred
says this.
mail and feed the worms. Yeah.
Hope says this, but she hasn't changed size since like, the ninth grade. And so when you are a variety of sizes, then I like to like pick the thing that's going to fit and then go and shop for it on the,
Yeah.
so
I am fortunate in that I have clothes I have had for dozens of years and I am okay with still wearing those. You guys will see us on here if you ever watch the like video version of this. Like, oh, Hope's in that thing again. Cause y'all, I have no shame in my game. I am all about like save some money, buy it used, wear it
mhm,
till the wheels fall off. Like
mhm.
there is no shame in that game.
Yeah. I think somebody had mentioned, I can't remember what specific app it was, but it was like one of the money apps. And so like for budgeting, for people who need some like pro tips on like favorite things for that. I mean, I use the like some kind of like accounts kind of something or another. Mine says accounts three right now, but it looks like a little institution, like blue and white app. And that's how I track all of my things for, my
Yeah.
funding sources.
One of my favorite things as we're talking about like apps and that kind of stuff is PayPal. Y'all, I mean, if every time you go online to have to purchase something, you have to put in all of your information, your address, your phone number. I'm like, oh, I would rather stick a straw in my neck and drink myself dry than to have to do that again and again and again.
Honestly, I don't know where she comes from, where she comes up with these things.
Yeah.
So a spot in your neck.
Yeah, but I just mean like PayPal is so easy. Like it's like, oh, check out with PayPal. I'm like, say less. Yes, I would love to do that. It puts everything in and off you go. I'm like,
Magic.
whoever did life before PayPal, I am so sorry. Like it is so easy.
The other app of choice that I have is TripIt. Have you
Oh
used
yeah.
TripIt?
Yeah, I use it because of you.
I actually pay for the like TripIt Pro. I travel enough to find that beneficial. And so like fun little story. So normally it kind of gives you like a notification of any kind of changes and that kind of thing for traveling. So like your airlines, it'll tell you when to check in, that kind of thing. It'll even like save your confirmation number so it's easy for you to check in. But when I was traveling with the military, I was overseas with a team and the flight had been canceled. And so I got the notification on TripIt first. So unfortunately, this was like on a layover and the flight was canceled until like the next day. And so, we were able to kind of get up in line before like the notification started happening on the screens for the masses. So we kind of like got up in line to find out what was going on and figure out how we can like navigate a different flight before everybody started like trekking up to like the lines and things like that because I'm like, I just got this notification. Hmm. So that's another one of my like favorite like life hack kind of things that makes my life easier.
It's really good. Sorry if you guys have to listen to my doggy barking. He is
Oh,
mad.
not even here, Chico.
Well, there's the people that are mowing the grass along the edge of the road. And of course, he's mad at them for that. So,
Right, right. Yeah. Lulu is normally very silent until somebody comes to the door, and then she has to make sure that everybody knows that somebody is here.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. He is just a grumpy cat. And so feels like he's not really a cat, but he just feels like he needs to bark at everything.
He wants to be grumpy like with you by the end of the year.
He's with me. We're commiserating together. Yeah. So, no. Yeah. So as we continue to talk about favorite things, like there are so many things that I think are really great about making life easy. But I think one of the simple things, and you mentioned it earliest, is like you just want to cuddle up with like a hot drink on the couch. Like throw blankets are probably my favorite. I don't think there is a room in my house that doesn't have a throw blanket. Like, I mean, either in a basket and or over a piece of furniture. Like one, we already mentioned always being cold and loving the warmth, but two, like
Mhm.
how convenient is this? Like I can make a blanket a part of my decorations. Yes, please. Thank you very much. I will take two.
Your
Any
house does, your house is very cozy. Like everything about it seems cozy.
Oh, I want people to come in and snuggle and just feel good about being here.
Yeah.
Doors
I
open. Y'all come
That's
see me.
right. That's right. I mean, I would like to come visit, so you know.
I look forward to seeing you not too long, very
I
soon.
know. Yep, yep. We'll continue our holiday shenanigans. So
Yeah, yeah. So one of my and you can attest to this because we're both very big on this is photos. Like I love to capture moments. I know that sometimes people feel like you lose out on a moment when you're so busy trying to capture it, but I think that being able to relive a thing
oh,
or
that memory
revisit
pop
a
up later.
person, yeah, it's so
Mhm.
good. I love like
Mhm.
photos in people's houses or photos that, they share online. I just really like seeing what you were up to, living vicariously through you, that kind of stuff.
So it's actually one of my favorite gifts that I've ever given is like one that I sent you recently, and I've done it for one other person. Obviously different kind of style of things, but is getting stickers made with photographs from a person's life. And so
YouTube, come here, honey.
Dustin's retirement, I did pictures of his family and some pictures from our organization. And I covered a mug in it. And just, like it was one of my favorite gifts to give because it was so personalized
Oh.
and, also like washable in the dishwasher because, again, it's not made for the dishwasher. It's not made for me.
100%.
So,
So I wish I had it in my possession at the moment. I would share it and show it, but it was wonderful. Like, first off, orange is my favorite color. I just feel like it's bright and it's fun and it makes people feel warm and excited. But two, I hate like throwaway things because I just feel like it's both wasteful and like there's only so much planet. And so I just hate the idea of like landfill extras. And so my drinking receptacle had started leaking and it was awful. And of course, I was lamenting over it. And all of a sudden, I get this gift from Wendy, and it is a cup. And it's not just a cup, it's an orange cup. And it's not just an orange cup, it's covered in dishwasherable stickers of me and my family and my dog and her doggies. And it was just amazing. And I was like, how did she know? Justin even said, like, how did she know? Did you tell her your cup had been leaking? And I'm like, no, I don't know how she knew. But it's
LoJack that
just
I have
the
on your house.
best gift ever. Yeah. It's the camera that you have in my kitchen.
That's right. But I just thought it was super fun, like customizing your cup with all these pictures of, people in your life. And
Yeah,
so
it's got you and
it's
me
really
on
fun.
it. It's got me and Weeze. Anyways, it's
Yeah.
great. And I love it so much. And it's so useful. And holy mackerel, it's like a day's worth of beverage,
Yeah, I know.
at least on my world.
The big cup.
I felt like I needed to jump in and drink my way out. Yeah.
You just see me trying to wrap that so carefully, like it was like original wrapping, like the package and everything. So, I was very careful about how I unpacked it and repacked it so that it would look like I had not customized it until you
Oh,
opened
it's
it.
great. And my siblings love the extra stickers. They've been making their way through those extra stickers so that they can.
Everybody gets a little bit of wheeze.
Yeah, yeah. Seriously, both Hannah and Helen have stuck the stickers on their own beverage containers now. So it was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I ordered extra stickers so that and put them inside the cup for you to be able to put wherever you wanted to. So I had a lot of fun with that. But that is, back to your point of photographs, like I wanted you to have some great memories to look at when you're enjoying your first cup of coffee or trying to keep yourself hydrated.
I'm
So
the worst. I'm the
I
worst at
know,
that.
I know.
But here's a funny thing, honey. Even though you and I, like in the five love languages, gifts is like at the bottom of our, we both try really hard to be good gift givers. Like if we're gonna give a gift, let's make it something that they would really like, that they would really use, that, is beneficial. Because again, I hate the idea of giving something that somebody's going to be like, oh, let me shove that in the bottom of the drawer. And so I don't know. I think you do a great job of like, what a thoughtful gift that was.
Pretty woman moments.
Yeah, yeah, it was really good. It was really
So if
good.
you're ever trying to pick out something for somebody and you don't know what size, then you could call the store and ask them for 10 sizes of everything and then remind them that they're all coming back to that store so that the right size can be found. Because I think it's way more fun to get an actual thing to open than to get like a gift card for that thing.
Ugh,
So
girl, I have people who graciously have given me a gift card. And I'm like, like I'm just not a gifts person. And so I feel like, you didn't have to. It would have been great if you just sent me a note. I will keep the sticky that you send
oh, I
me.
do too. I do too.
Yeah, I know you do.
Notes everywhere.
But I will keep the sticky that you send me. But gift cards, I just feel like they're so impersonal and it just kind of feels like a gift for the sake of a gift. And that makes me sound ungrateful and I apologize in advance. But it's just one of those things that, like the gift is not important to me. It's the person that's important to me. And so just getting the little sticky note is, I don't know, it
Yeah,
feels.
yep. I agree. And so that's why I think it's fun to, even if I have no idea of what kind of size shoes you might wear, then I'll send 10 pairs of shoes and you get to
Have
pick
all
out which.
10 pairs of shoes. That way I get the experience of trying it. Well, you and I both agree that like experience is one of our favorite things. Like
Yes, 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 yes.
I would rather spend my money and my time on having a great experience over stuff.
Oh, trust and believe if I could like, ship a melting pot over to you, then I would.
Tell me why I just had this conversation, like literally just had this conversation with my niece. We were having a conversation about like experiences, and I mentioned I used to really love to watch that show about like Hugh Hefner and his girlfriends, and they really
Oh,
loved the
like
melting
Girl
pot.
Next Door or something?
Yeah,
Is it Girl
yeah,
Next Door?
yeah. I think that's what it
Okay.
was called. That was a gazillion years ago, but I loved to watch it. And they brought the melting pot to his house. Like that's how you know you have money, right? Is
Right,
when
right, right.
the melting
That's
pot will pack
funny.
up the restaurant and come to you.
I totally remember that show because I actually asked for it for Christmas one year, and my brother was like, "Is this right?"
I loved
I
it.
think
I
it was
have
so
no idea.
fun.
I typically am not into reality TV and I typically just don't care how other people live. I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting dynamic. Like it was just a lot of like, anyways, so they brought the melting pot to them and I was like, I love the melting pot. And Justin's like, why do I want to go somewhere and cook my own dinner? I could cook my own dinner at home.
Well, Justin is a pretty good chef, so no.
He really is. He
Yeah.
really is. Yeah. But it's as much the experience as it is a night out to
That's
dinner.
right. Yeah. So if I could gift that your way, then next time we visit together, we'll make that happen. I know
Yay.
you're not a big TV watcher, even though that was a really long time ago. But were there any shows or books or any kind of series of something that you enjoyed this year?
So I've only watched two things on TV this year, and both were things you recommended. I watched the series of Wednesday, and I watched the series of that piloted show. I forget what you told me recently. He's a
The
rabbi.
yeah, like
Oh,
nobody
nobody,
wants
nobody
this,
wants this.
something like
Nobody.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody, something like
So I
that. Yeah.
watched both of those. I thought those were interesting or good, but I have like a fallback. And as you know, like Pride and Prejudice, the Keira Knightley version is one of my favorites. And so I have that on my phone. And when I'm just like watching something for the sake of watching it, that will be my choice of thing to watch.
Right, absolute. Like, well, I have a couple, but that's one like probably top three.
Yeah.
Pride and
Yeah.
Prejudice, and then Legally Blonde.
Oh, always. Yeah, like
Always.
there's 10 like watch again things. It's like the Miss Congeniality,
Yes.
Legally Blonde, Pretty Woman. You and I quote Legally Blonde a lot, actually.
That's my favorite.
I love Reese Witherspoon. I feel like almost anything she's in, you feel like you could be her friend. Like she just seems, and that's the same thing with Sandra Bullock. I just feel like you could be their friend. Like they just seem so like legit.
Yeah.
Like they show you their ugly, like messed up hair and unbrushed teeth kind of self, but then they also like, I don't know, it just comes across as though they're like legit people instead of
Mhm.
just some
Yeah.
made up
Those are always.
person. Yeah.
I also, let's Wednesday, I really enjoyed.
Oh, I did enjoy Wednesday. I thought that, she was just very deadpan, and I appreciate that.
I was actually just talking about, do you remember I mean, I haven't dressed up for Halloween in quite some time, but the last time I did dress up for Halloween, it was as Wednesday.
I have that picture. It just roamed up in my memories just over Halloween. It was a picture. I was dressed like Lemon Meringue from Lemon
That's
Meringue and
right.
Strawberry Shortcake, and you were dressed like Wednesday. And we were in a photo together. And I was like, oh my God, that was like a gazillion years ago.
That's a long time ago. Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
super fun. Justin used to couple dress with me quite a bit because I would like guilt trip him. But we always had a lot of fun.
I saw
And
one of my friends from Leadership Montgomery had dressed up like with Barbie and Ken. And
oh,
she's a news reporter like on for TV,
yeah.
and it's just she looks like she could have totally been Barbie in the movie. So
Oh,
they
that's
like
fun.
so cute together. Yeah. So that was fun. I was like, oh, how fun for them.
That's super fun. Yeah, I don't think I typically enjoy sitting and watching TV. I have like a lot of guilt where I feel like there's something else that needed doing that I'm kind of wasting time by doing that. And so I don't do a lot of just sit in front of a television, though I could probably stand a little more do nothing time. But like I said, I have Pride and Prejudice on my phone and I will often like play that in the background while I'm folding laundry or washing dishes or doing whatever.
I had one of my teammates, James, had recommended Lioness. And it's Zoe Saldana is like the lead character in it, and she reminds me so much of you because
Oh, I have to see it.
she's this powerhouse in the CIA, and she's like miniature but like powerful.
I would
So
love to
it's
be in
like,
like one of those three-letter agencies doing all kinds of secret squirrel stuff.
yeah, it's an intense kind of show, and so I watched that this year, and it was really good. So
That's
you know,
fun. Maybe one day when I grow up, I'll do something so
really,
cool.
yeah.
Like
Nobody does like full on intensity like you do. So
I feel like I'm always stretched so thin because I tend to overcommit. I think we've talked about it before. I have an I can't say no problem, or if I see something dropping, I'm going to grab it and make sure it doesn't like fail because I just hate to see that happen. And so I often am like stretched very, very thin. And so I don't I don't think about it even when I'm in it, but man, my body is like this is why you and I have mentioned multiple times if people are ever watching the video portion of this, that I have to readjust the light to kind of hide the bags. It's because
Every time. Every
I
time.
just don't sleep. But you don't sleep either, but you never have these bags under your eyes. I wish I had your genes.
It's because I sit in front of this window, and so it's really good lighting.
Ah, well, I guess I need better lighting.
So, we're gonna be like coming into the holidays, and we have a really great episode coming up too for mostly for the ladies, but it'll be really good education for the guys too. But as we've progressed through this year, I've recognized some things that, have helped me be better in my favorite things kind of look, and some other things that I want to explore for 2025. And so what about you? Like, you've looked back on this year, you're full of gratitude for some things, and what are you looking forward to, like, looking coming into the next year with?
Well, so there's a couple of things. So I started trying to do more in the way of self-care, right? Like we talked about the fitness, like yoga, meditation, that kind of stuff. Justin and I tried really hard to eat mostly whole foods, but plant-based entirely. We do a lot of things that try to keep us healthy, not necessarily like beautiful or young, because we realize you can't unwind a clock, but one of the things that I'm really looking forward to, so I'm not getting any younger, and so there's been a lot of like sleep issues, all that. I recently started some hormone therapy through Christine Kress, who she and I used to work together. She was an amazing boss from years back, and so I'm into that and I'm looking forward to seeing like how all of that plays out. And do I sleep better? Do I feel better? Does it
Mhm.
make me feel healthier? Because I think, like I feel like I take good care of myself, but there's still things you can't change. And that is one of the things that I've gotten into that I think has really made me feel excited about the future of my own health. Like
Mhm.
how can those things impact me beneficially in the future so that I can be healthier for my kids, one day for grandkids, but for my family, like all that.
Mhm. I agree. The looking back on this year, lots of great moments with other people. And so I'm kind of looking forward to for next year, figuring out how to navigate like my time management better. And so I can still like be present for more of those kind of things and activities with other people. So like that's something that I'm gonna really be deliberate about for next year. And so I'm kind of looking forward to some of the guests that we have lined up to kind of talk through how to continue to like refine and improve that self-care routine.
Yeah,
And
because
so
sometimes it makes us feel selfish if I focus inward. And so we put so much effort, time, energy, and even money into our relationships with other people or our interactions with other people. But I mean, I feel like I, at least, and I know there are plenty of others, and I hate to point the finger, that don't do as good a job at taking care of you. And there won't be as much of you to go around if you're failing health.
it's so easy for us to look at somebody else's life and kind of recognize it and not really take action on it in our own life. And so
Uh-uh.
and my sister-in-law is often kind of like it's very challenging for her to navigate like working full time and taking care of two little ones. They were all here for Thanksgiving, and it's just a lot of lift. And so, Garrett is only 2, and so he's, very attached to his mom. And so, like, how does she like adopt a good self-care routine? And I'm, thinking through how I know she wants to do that, but it feels very limited on how to be able to execute that with like her responsibilities as a mother and, as somebody who brings in income, for her family. And
Sure.
so, I'm looking at that, but I'm like, I am not doing a good job and I only have me.
Ah,
So, how do we just continue to improve? Like, what do those little life hacks look like for us? And also, like, how to have grace, like we talked about before, about I can still love myself for where I am in this process and have that goal of, I want to get better. So I'm kind of looking forward to that as we close out this year and be grateful all the things that kind of like transpired to get us to where we are. So, you
Yeah,
know,
that's one of my biggest flaws. I mean, not that I just don't have a whole litany of them for real, but one of my biggest flaws is I'm really, really hard on myself. If I start on something or I began a goal and I fall off of it, I'm immediately like, oh gosh, I suck. I just can't keep with it. Lots of self-deprecation, which I am working on, but also like I feel like, oh, I failed. I might as well quit. And in reality, I'm like, well, like just start over again, right? Like that it's okay. I remember quitting smoking. I was a quitter for like a whole year, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna pick it up today, I'll quit again tomorrow, right? And it was just one of those things that you had to just keep doing it. And so I have to remind myself that I've been through some of these things before and I succeeded and I will succeed again in the future. And so I get excited about having an opportunity to prove to myself that I can do really well at something. So
I agree. I was reconnecting with a really great girlfriend of mine, and we were talking about felt disappointed that she hadn't kept up on relationships as best she could, or you know, she should have been better in those areas, and she was having some regret. And I was thinking, you know, with all the things that she has been committed to, with her family, if the roles were reversed, she wouldn't have mentioned those things as critically to me, you know, as she was to herself. So it's just always that good reminder of, you know, love who you are and recognize we are all works in progress, to try and get better. And so, and not, you know, life has definitely thrown challenges for both of our ways. And, you know, I look back on this year and feel like, okay, you know, things are working out the way they're supposed to. So,
you're a good
um,
wingman for that. Well, for a lot of reasons, but for that, because you're always like, when I say something and I'm hard on myself, you're like, if this was somebody else, would you talk to them like that? And I was like, I guess you're right. Thanks for that sanity check, right? Yeah. Okay,
right.
well, obviously we have a lot of thoughts on this, and honey, I am super excited always to spend time with you. You are my person. And I'm super excited about what we have coming forward in the year. And I'm glad that we end this year talking about all the things that are our favorites and then the place we want to see ourselves go.
Yes, I love you a lot. For our listeners, I hope you all have a wonderful, magical holiday and that you can look back on this year and find the good things and whatever hard things there were, like what helped you get through it. And hopefully we were a part of that journey too, to help, you know, provide perspective and things like that. So, and we're looking forward to what's next.
That's right. All right. So, as always, if there's something you want to hear, if you want to talk to us about something that you heard us talk about, if you want us to talk about something that you didn't hear, please feel free to send us an email. You can reach us at orangegumpodcast@gmail.com. You can look up all of our episodes at orangegumpodcast.com, and you can find the videos for all of our episodes on YouTube. So, as always, we look forward to seeing you next time. Until
That's
then,
right. That's right. From Lulu and me, happy
take care,
holidays.
y'all.